The following video contains references to the tragic 2016 ghost ship fire, which claimed the lives of 36 people. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, hi everybody. It's me, obviously. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to talk for a second. A lot of ums already. I just wanted to talk for a second and thank everybody who in the comments section of the last video said that they were going to check out the Cuckoo and how much some folks had begun to and really liked what they heard. And I really thank you. That means a lot to me. I also want to thank out the commenter who inadvertently pointed out that as I've been mentioning Cyber Tribal and going, yeah, I guess that's a thing, reminded me of one of my favorite albums of all time, APOC by Vardensphere, is indeed a cyber tribal album. So, and if you haven't ever checked out Vardensphere, particularly APOC, you're going to want to do that. Vardensphere, definitely a band that deserves to be bigger. I also want to thank a member of the Cuckoo from the touring crowd from the Cuckoo. Didn't play on the albums, but had toured with them. I played in the band when they would play live, and she said I got a couple things wrong. So I want to get back, check with her, and just see what I got wrong, because I'll fix any mistakes I made. So, yeah, I don't think I said that the Cuckoo toured with the Eagles or anything that bad, but I probably did make a little mistake here and there. All right. Oh, and one final thing. Sorry for the delay in videos. My wife, Vienna, had volunteered me for one of those charity dunk tanks, and my friends filled it with ice water, and I got the flu. Damn near died, but it did benefit a no-kill shelter, so there was that. Okay, now that all the business is out of the way, let's talk about Them Are Us Too. So, Them Are Us Too are our second Bay Area band in a row, which is interesting because this is the second episode of They Should Have Been Bigger. They formed in 2009, and they were formed by Kennedy Ashland and Cash Askew. And I really describe their sound, and a lot of people will say it this way too, so I'm not alone, as early 4 AD, but, like Cocteau Twins, Blonde Redhead, good example, the Sundays, but they're a little bit more than that. They're inspired by that type of music, but they're not derivative of it. Some people will call them shoegaze. I don't see them as shoegaze. I think they had their own thing. I think they've been able to go on, I think everybody would have said, yes, they are their own thing. But you're going to start listening to them and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so in 2015, they released their first album, and that album was called Remain. And it is freaking amazing. The two of them had just hit legal drinking age. They were 21 years old, but Kennedy's vocals are complex and mature, and Cash's guitar work is just so intricate that you would think they've been doing this for decades. It's really, really good. I'm going to put up a link to them playing a show at a place called Skeletons, and you're going to be blown away. Just Kennedy's vocals, keyboard playing are absolutely amazing, but watch what Cash is doing with her guitar. It's pretty freaking innovative, and it sounds really amazing. So that is something you're definitely going to want to see. In the summer of 2015, after they released Remain, they went on a show which is on the, I think it's the KRLU. I hope I got that station right. They have a show called The Part-Time Punks. And they went on there and they did some songs that they had on Remain. And you're going to want to check out the version of Us Now. Us Now on Remain is good, but Us Now on Part-Time Punks is freaking amazing. It's longer, and it's longer where you don't feel like it's longer. You feel like, oh, good, I got more. So sometimes you go to the movies, and the movies are like 3 hours long, and you're like, we didn't need 3 hours of this. Sometimes you go to the movies, and you go, oh, good, I got more. So now, we come to the part of the video I wish I didn't have to do. On December 16th, of 2016, Cash Askew with roughly 100 other people went to attend a concert at the Ghost Ship in Oakland. The venue was a former warehouse, and it had been transformed into an art collective space. So there was a venue and there was housing. Around 11:30 that night, a fire broke out, and it spread quickly. And when I say quickly, people say it spread instantly through the venue, just through the entire complex. 36 people ages 17 to 61 perished in that fire. Among them was Askew. Askew of Them or Us 2 was only 22 years old when she died. I'm going to put up links. I Die, You Die. Their podcast did an excellent piece on the Ghost Ship Warehouse fire and the passing of Cash and what that meant to the music scene. It's really, really well done, sensitive, and very smart. I'm also going to put up a piece that the Guardian put up there. And the Guardian went through and they listed everybody who perished in that fire. And they had a little factoid about them, a little bit about bio. And as they have pointed out on the I Die, You Die podcast, some of the reporting on that fire was not good at all. A lot of people were misgendered. I know that this was back in like 2016, but how difficult is it to pick up the phone and ask a relative or loved one what the person's preferred pronouns were? You can do that, journalists out there. So, yeah. Now, after that fire, that changed a lot of things for me. Because now when I go to shows, I'm always aware of where the fire exits are. I did it the other day just in a bar. I'm always... After the Ghost Ship fire, that a lot of us changed our thinking on things. Now, that said, I still go to shows in, like, basements. I'm aware of how dangerous that is. But as they pointed out in the I Die, You Die podcast, and a lot of people have said, if you're into underground music, like really underground music, sometimes you go to places that are a little bit sketchy. All the big bands are playing at the Live Nation venue, and I'm sure they have fire exits and, fire safety stuff. But, a lot of us do risk our lives to go see underground bands, and it's something to be aware of. So when you're there, you're seeing an underground band, just kind of keep in mind, hey, where are the exits? In the case of the Ghost Ship, one of the exits was behind the stage, behind the curtain, and another one out the front was a bunch of stacked up pallets. And again, they point out in the I Die, You Die podcast that yes, this venue was not zoned for any of this, but sometimes housing in that area is so expensive. They did what they could. So that's up to you folks to judge as to what their level of responsibility was. But I myself know. I've gone and I've said at times, look, this is probably not the safest venue to be in, but I really do kind of want to see this band, and they're not going to have them anywhere else. All right, let's move back to Them or Us 2, because it's really what we're here to talk about. All right, so in 2018, Kennedy Ashland returned to the studio, and she returned with a group of people that included Cash's girlfriend and Cash's stepfather. And they went back to combine all the unfinished demos that they had, along with some new material, and they wanted to complete what would be the second Them or Us 2 album. And the result of that work in the studio is the album Amends. And Amends is spectacular. It is really, really good. I'm going to put up the single, or send a link to the single Floor. I play Floor regularly on my radio show. It is one of my favorite songs. It is a very touching send-off. I should also point out that the band Drab Majesty also put out a tribute to Them or Us 2. So hopefully I'll throw up a link for that too. What happened, you're going to ask? Where's Kennedy? Well, Kennedy reemerged as a formidable solo artist. She has a solo project called SRSQ, SRSQ, and I love SRSQ. I really do. I think Kennedy came back bravely and strongly. Wonderful. SRSQ, if you can get a chance to, again, something that deserves to be bigger, a project that deserves to be bigger. And I do play a lot of SRSQ on my radio show. I will put up a link to the video Mixed Trade, which is my favorite SRSQ song. And if you have a favorite SRSQ or a favorite Them or Us 2 song, please just make sure you mention that in the comments. There's also a song called Executioner's Mask, or actually, I think it's the band's Executioner's Mask. The song's called Things Fall Apart, but Kennedy adds her vocals to the chorus, and you see just a touch of her vocals, the magic they work. So yes, so please, I'm begging you, take anything away from this. You're going to want to check out Them or Us 2. If you like that sort of dream synth, dream pop stuff, then I recommend there's a band from Philly called Corrine you might want to check out. But please honor Them Or Us Too. Honor the memory of Cash Askew. Go check them out, and you will love them. All right, everybody, that wraps up this week's They Should Have Been Bigger, or this week's. I'm hoping to do one of these every week. And then I will be back at some point. I'll probably drop in with a little thought piece on something. The next They Should Have Been Bigger, I think I want to travel way back in time. So maybe travel back to the 80s. But, yeah, thank you all very much. And, yeah, just, again, what are we going to be listening to? We're going to be listening to Them Or Us Too. And be careful when you're in the venue. Exit, have a plan. All right, thanks.